Hey Canaan families, hope you're excited about doing the Vacation Bible School this week with your kids called IncrediWorld. And it is put together by Answers in Genesis, as you probably already know. And I just want to start off with a couple of verses out of Ephesians chapter 6. This first part you're really going to like, parents. Children, obey your parents in the Lord, for this is right. Honor your father and mother, which is the first commandment with a promise, so that it may be well with you and that you may live long on the earth. Now here's the part for you parents. Verse 4, fathers, and you could probably add mothers here as well, do not provoke your children to anger, but bring them up in the discipline and instruction of the Lord. Notice that? The discipline and the instruction of the Lord. So this week, you get the opportunity at home with this at-home Vacation Bible School to bring your kids up with discipline, because they're going to get rowdy and a little bit, out of order every once in a while. They're not going to pay attention to the lesson, this or that, and you're going to have to discipline them, I'm sure, at some point. But you also get to bring them up in the instruction of the Lord, and that is a good thing. And so Answers in Genesis is going to be your guide this week. There's videos for you to watch. There's little questions for you to answer at the very end of those videos. Now I'm going to kind of explain to you today a little template option for you that you might use as a guide for how you implement at home. Now they've got tons of stuff that you're going to see on the website that you could use and you can use, but what I've done is I've kind of simplified it and put together a small template that might help you implement each day at home. So I'm just going to walk through this and tell you how, like, the Winslows are going to do this VBS at our home, okay? Number one, each day, you're going to have an introduction lesson by me. So I would encourage you to watch that with your kids. I'll just do a brief introduction about the day, what's going on, and maybe just like a little funny video. Depends on what kind of mood I'm in, but you're going to want to watch that intro lesson each day by Pastor Martin. Number two, I would encourage you next to go to the music playlist, and they'll have them numbered by day. So day one, for instance, you want to listen to that music, that song that they have for the day. It'll be about creation. And then each day after, day 2, day 3, day 4, you're going to want to do that the second thing. So first thing, introduction lesson by me. Second thing, go to the music playlist, play that song for your kid 1 or 2 times, let them listen to it. Also, if you like the words for the song, there is a songbook that you can print off if you'd like to have it. If not, just go ahead and listen to it a few times. Have your kids listen to the words, sing along, and have fun with that. Okay, number 3. Then I would go into the Bible lesson playlist and play that lesson for the day. Now you're going to want to listen to the whole thing, and they're roughly 20 to 30 minutes. They're kind of in that time frame. They're all just a little bit different on time, but between 20 and 30 minutes. And that's the meat of the lesson for the day that Answers in Genesis will be teaching your kid. Now listen all the way to the very end, because at the very end of that, they have a little section called Now What? So that's to help you have conversation with your kids about, okay, what do we do with that information that we just learned about God's world? How does that apply? And so the Now What section is on the end of that video. You just listen all the way through, and at the end you'll have a little counselor come and say, okay, now what do we do with this information? Number 4, I would encourage you to go ahead and have a snack time like you would at a normal VBS. That's something you can do at home. You can have fun making your kids' favorite snacks during the week. But also, just so you know, there are videos on the website for how you can make a snack at home with ideas. So if you want to watch those even a little bit early, a couple of days before, you can. They're just short little videos, and they give you suggestions for maybe snacks that you want to use at home. So that's the 4th thing during the morning. The 5th thing is the craft. The first day craft is something called the Wonder Wheel, okay? And you'll see that right off the bat. And you can print off the materials online and then put it together with your kid. The Wonder Wheel basically goes through the 6 days of creation, and it shows how in the first 3 days God formed, and in the next 3 days God filled what he formed. So it shows how day 1 goes with day 4. He formed first, and then he filled on day 4. And then he formed on day 2, and he filled on day 5. And then he formed again on day 3, and he filled it on day 6. Now, it'll make more sense when you make that little wonder wheel, but I would encourage you to do the craft with your kids. It doesn't take too long, and they're neat little crafts. So that's number 5, okay? Number 6, this is just this is the teacher coming out in me. I would probably replay that music that I started with to kind of spiral down what they learned during the lesson, okay? So I'd start with that music, and then I would kind of end with that music. Also, the very last thing I would do, and this is number 7, is there are student guide answer sheets that you can print off, okay? And that will show you how much your child is learning. What did they pick up during those lessons? What was practical for them? There's some fill in the blanks, and they have those for toddlers, pre-primary, primary, and junior. So look through those answer sheets that your kids can fill out at the very end and figure out what level you think your child is on. None of them are too hard, and if they've listened carefully, they're going to do quite well on those answer sheets. So just quickly again, listen to the intro lesson by me, go through the music, do the Bible lesson for the day, snack time, the craft, music again, and then end with the student guide answer sheets, okay? Now, there are all kinds of games that you can play if you have room in your home. There are dramas you can do. There are coloring pages, and there are scavenger hunts. You just add those as you want at home. I know during the week that we're probably with Nati, he loves to color. So some of those coloring pages will do. I didn't put it in your template, but you can do those at your leisure. Okay, so make it your own, but I wanted to kind of help you step by step have at least an in general guide for so that you can follow a template for each day. So again, make it your own. Whatever you guys decide to do at home will be great, I'm sure. The resources are there, and of course, if you have any questions, you can email me during the week, mwinslow@canaanstl.org. So email me, ask me questions. I hope that you guys enjoyed as a family, that it's a blessing to you. And remember, this is your opportunity as a family to have resources put in your lap so that you can bring your kids up in the discipline and the instruction of the Lord. So God bless you. This is part of your God-given call as a parent, and I will be praying for you this week that it goes awesome. God bless.